Mary Vincent waits on the edge of a long stretch of California highway. Her fellow hitchhikers welcome her to their small group. She has been traveling for months now. She eagerly waits for the next ride that'll take her closer to a new home, a better home, she hopes. A long blue van slows and stops near the group. It has no windows in the back, and while talking to the driver, they notice that there are no seats in the back either. The driver is an older man, balding, in a blue jumpsuit, and offers them a ride. But he says that he only has room for one. He singles out Mary, perhaps sensing the months of desperation trying to get off the roads. The other hitchhikers, much more experienced than the 15-year-old, warn her that this man and this ride is sketchy. Mary wants to get home. She quells the alarm bells ringing deep inside her and accepts the ride. That ride became Mary's worst nightmare and a lifelong terror. This is the case of Mary Vincent.
Oof. I mean, that alone, that's a fucking lot. That is so much.
That's a lot. It's so creepy.
Fuck.
Well, I realized that last time we forgot to introduce ourselves. So
yeah,
we should probably do that. Hello, everybody. Welcome to
Hi,
your next.
guys.
I am Sergio Garcia.
Yes. I am Emilio Ybarra. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. This is episode 2 of our relaunch, but it's episode... Oh, no, it's episode 3 of our relaunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, so episode 18. Holy shit.
Yes. We're this far already.
It's only 3. We're only 3 in with the relaunch, but I still feel like it's, like we talked about earlier, I guess off the mic, like we're really trekking along.
Yeah. No, trekking along, and the weekly thing. Like I really wanted this to be like every week. And thank you, all of you, for you keep coming back and just keep doing that forever and ever.
Yeah. And sharing the show and looping in more people. It's beautiful to see. We love growing this community.
Tell them how wonderful and hilarious we are.
And even though we may curse a little too, I mean, I know I curse way too much, but I don't give a damn.
I can't help it, bitch.
I know. I don't care to.
I don't care. Yeah. It's like I use curse words in a very smart way, so it's fine.
Well, per my last email, welcome back, you guys.
Welcome back.
Yeah, happy spooky season. We're now
It is officially spooky season. For those of you watching the video, I have my mood lighting in this spooky season.
I don't. I have this eggshell wall behind me, which is fucking hideous, and I would love to repaint.
I mean, that's spooky in its own way.
It is a very late 90s. I don't have any housekeeping top of mind. Do you?
I don't, other than it's spooky season. We are having our Halloween episode next. So please keep sending us your suggestions.
Our show is 3 years old. Well,
right.
It is 3.
In the past, yeah.
In the past, yeah.
In the past, earlier this month. There you go. Yes. October 3rd. Was it October? No, October 4th, was it?
4th. It was the 4th.
October 4th was the 3-year anniversary of Your Next. I was not here for that, but I'm happy to celebrate a 3-year-old's birthday.
It's wild. It's so wild.
That sounds wild. Like you've been doing it for so long.
Did you see that My Favorite Murder just reached 500 episodes?
No, I did not.
They have more. Insane. They have 50 more episodes than Grey's Anatomy. Put that into fucking measure.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Grey's Anatomy just hit 400.
I mean, Grey's Anatomy. Yeah, like they've been doing it for 20 years, like nonstop.
Right. It's insane that My Favorite Murder is at 500.
Are we gonna get there? Are we gonna do 500?
Oh, we're absolutely getting there. We're getting there by the end of next year. What are you talking about?
We're putting out an episode every day this week. You better be listening. We literally covered every murder in America.
Oh, Jesus. Yes. Well, today we are here with the case about Mary Vincent from the cold opening that alone, I think, was just a lot to like kind of stop you in your tracks. And if it wasn't, go back and listen to it again because that's probably about the only palate cleanser you'll get in this entire episode.
Very true.
Well, before we get into it, today's case, just a heads up, this episode contains discussion of sexual assault, extreme violence, dismemberment, attempted suicide, and crimes against a minor. Please, as always, take care of yourself while listening.
With that warning, our case today is actually a two-parter. So there's two victims separated by a few decades, and they were brutalized by the same asshole. Mary Vincent can only be described as brave and maybe invincible. She's the definition of survival and a leading example of thriving past the worst. Mary Vincent was born in El Centro, California in 1963 to a chaotic family and a chaotic early life. She was one of 7 children, which is insane. Her father, Herb. No one's named Herb anymore. Yeah, I'm like, no one's named Herb anymore.
What makes anyone name an infant Herb or like Charles?
But is it like, right, you look at your baby and you're like, Herbert.
Yeah.
You look like a Herbert.
That shit's wild.
Okay, sorry. Levity. Okay, so her father, Herb, he worked as a mechanic for gambling machines while serving in the military. He married her mother, Lucy, who was a blackjack dealer. Very Las Vegas. They moved from California to the Philippines for a few years on a military base and then back to Las Vegas. Her father, whom Mary only calls her mother's husband, which tells you a lot, was a very volatile, angry man who abused her and her siblings. And there was 7 of them. Mary seemed to bear the brunt of the violence. The abuse was so bad at times that the children had to hide their bruises at school, which limited their involvement in activities. I'm like, that's bad.
That's so bad.
I'm just like,
those poor babies.
Like kids have, I know. I'm like, poor kids having to like try and come up with excuses.
Mm-hmm. And to like, and can you imagine like
sad.
not participating in gym class because your dad beat you so badly that like you don't want to change?
Right. You don't want anybody to see like a bruise or something and having to explain it is insane. No, very sad. Eventually, their parents, when Mary was about 14, 15, her parents started a very long and messy divorce. And it, of course, only made the violence worse in the home, and it was unbearable. Mary refused to be alone with her mother's husband. She began staying over at friends' houses after school as much as she could, but however, she can't avoid him completely. At 14, he brutally attacked her to the point that Mary thought she was going to die. And and then after that, her sister explained to her how hitchhiking worked and just said, like, point her in a direction, head for Corona, California, which is where their grandfather lived. I mean, that's so sad. It's always very weird when like abusive parents focus on like one child. Like, I don't quite understand that, but like, that's what happened here. There's 7 kids and she's like, they're going to kill you. You need to go. Like, you need to run.
Right. Fucking bastards.
Okay. So Mary has to leave. She decides to start hitchhiking. She's 14 years old, which insane. She flees her home and she begins the long journey across the western states because they were in Las Vegas, and she heads down California one ride at a time. Mary said that, quote, "I left home to save my life. It wasn't to seek wild times. I don't know anything about the world or the opposite sex," which is very important because I think because we'll talk about it later, but it was very much like, oh, she's just a runaway who like didn't want her parents controlling her, that kind of thing. That's not what was happening here.
Not at all.
I hate it when they paint like runaways as like, oh, they're just rebellious.
Yeah.
Like, no, kids don't run away from their home and safety.
Right.
For a good reason, you know?
That I could bring up so many different topics about that and like so many different tangents, but it's worth it, but we don't have the time, and I have 26% battery. Okay. So maybe in part 2. So I want to take a moment to talk about her early history here. There's very little known about Mary's childhood beyond what we just mentioned, which in itself like wasn't a lot. She doesn't like to talk about it, and she says she doesn't remember most of it, So I got to bring this up. So it's wild to me because in an interview that she gave with What It Was Like podcast, she says that she has like a very photographic memory. So for her to not remember a lot of her childhood, which is very well and very understanding, like if that's what she chose to block out, or
Yeah.
just like I can't imagine what she went through, especially like seeing with all her siblings and taking the brunt of it. But like that just little facet alone to me is pretty interesting.
And it's like a child in survival mode. You
Yeah,
know, it's like
constantly.
her brain cannot spare any space to remember things. It's like you have to keep surviving. Yeah. I understand that. Like the trauma brain of like, we don't have the capacity to try and like remember things.
Right. And your brain's not even fully developed until you're like your early mid-20s either. So fuck. So all that to say, it's incredibly hard to find any information on her early life. Mary wasn't even sure about her own birth date either, which is like, damn.
That was a weird like little fact.
Yeah.
That she like didn't really know her own birthday. That just like it says so much about her family.
Right.
Like birthdays
there were
was
a
not
couple
a thing.
dates out
She
there,
didn't
but
know
just
it.
like nothing was like easily verifiable.
It's one of the like everyone knows their birthday, you know? So like something truly terrible had to happen for you not to know the exact date, you know, or like parents that just absolutely didn't care.
And speaking of parents that didn't really care, like this is a woman that had to take care of herself and was alone from such a young age. She fled with her boyfriend at the time to the Bay Area in California. However, her boyfriend was soon arrested for raping a different teenager, which I wish we had more on that.
Yeah, that's one of the, like in our research, that was such a throwaway line. I'm like, that's like, we should have more information on that. But yeah. Apparently ran away with some boyfriend and he got arrested for raping somebody else. So I'm like, I can't imagine how he treated her, you know?
This all breaks my heart. And I'm sorry, guys, it doesn't get any better. Well, I mean, it does, but
this is a tough one. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. Like 40 years later.
Yeah, just bear with us.
Sorry. Yeah, bear with us. Remember, take a breath.
Yes. She was now alone and spent months living on the streets, sleeping behind garbage cans and unlocked cars, frightened and unsure of where her next meal or safe place to rest would come from. She lived in constant fear of being caught and being sent back home, a place she believed she just might not survive if forced to return. She made her way to an uncle in Santa Cruz County, where she stayed for a brief period before deciding to continue hitchhiking south to her grandfather. Now, hitchhiking was very emblematic of this era's spirit of freedom and adventure. It was very common on American highways, even though it is inherently dangerous, as anything in America is. At the time, the dangers were not taken. Oh, yeah, like it's never fucking ended. It's never gotten better. It's never been great.
Never been great.
No. The dangers weren't taken as seriously as they are today. People didn't have the internet or podcasts to bombard them with true crime. The danger just felt like, oh, it couldn't happen here, which is like very, like we still hear that today. Like this couldn't happen in my small hometown. This couldn't happen where we don't lock our doors. You hear that every time
on these, these big things. Like we didn't lock our doors until someone got viciously murdered. I'm like,
yeah,
it doesn't make sense.
I know. Well, on September 29th, 1978, Mary was flagging down cars, hoping to find a ride south. She joined up with two other hitchhikers who were also heading south, and they were happy to travel together for part of the way, a common thing amongst hitchhikers. Then came Lawrence Larry Singleton, a 51-year-old. Oh my God, fuck a man named Larry.
Fucking Larry, yeah.
He was a 51-year-old man in a long blue van, the creeper like man with the van type shit. There were no windows in the back. Singleton was an old, balding, overweight man in a blue jumpsuit, ugly and pockmarked, which makes it even fucking worse.
He was gross.
He was disgusting. Fucking disgusting. We will post a picture of the van. It's just like...
It's like the definition of the creeper van. Like, it's literally what you would picture, but it's blue. Like, this is what the creeper van looks like. Yeah. Like, no windows in the back, offering you candy or something.
It's very the van in, like, Black Phone, if you've seen that movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So the trio of hitchhikers noticed, had no seats in the back, just some of his junk and a toolbox. Despite the ample space, Singleton said he only had room for one passenger, Mary. The other hitchhikers, rightly so, pulled her aside and told her not to get into the van, that this man seemed sketchy. Mary innocently thought that he was as old as her grandfather, and that made him less of a threat, which he capitalized on that shit. And we've heard this time and time again.
Absolutely. No, and that comes up a lot with this man, particularly. It's like, oh, that he's old and he seems frail, and
yeah,
insane.
That's how they fucking get you.
Yeah, they use it to their advantage. It's like, oh, you're just charismatic and white, all right?
Singleton kept telling her that he wanted to help and that she looked like she, quote, needed it, mentioning that he had a daughter about her age too, which is another fucked up ploy. Don't bring your fucking kids into this.
Fucked up ploy, but also a fact. He did have a daughter her age.
He did, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Now, desperate to stop walking, to get off the road and get closer to her new home, Mary ignored the warning signs and accepted the ride.
Yeah, this is a hard one because it's like she's 15. She's 15, has just started hitchhiking, which I can't even imagine.
Solo, like she never had experience doing it, but like with
no, and it's only in hindsight that you're like, oh yeah, that's obviously a fucking trap, or like that's obviously something shady. But no, I'm like, you've been homeless on the road for so long, and this man is offering you a ride who seems like a sweet old man. Like, you remind me of my grandpa, and I'm trying to get to my grandpa. I mean, it's so sad. It's like that's what they prey on. So Mary got into the car, accepted the ride, and as they were going along, Singleton told her that he needed to stop at his house that was nearby in a different town, and said that he was in the process of moving and just needed to pick up some last things. Mary, she stayed vigilant, knowing that going to a stranger's house is worse. And once they got there, she got down to use the bathroom. She took tons of mental notes of everything that was in there, just in case. She was alert. She was already like, this is weird. So
smart.
She's very smart. And like, again, we talked about her photographic memory. Like, she kept those details in her head. She noticed that the house was mostly empty, nothing left except for like 3 black trash bags and a sewing kit, which is like very weird details, but that tells me how much she was paying attention.
Yes.
They got back on the road and they were heading south, and Mary, exhausted, of course, she fell asleep. And after a few hours, she woke up and she immediately sensed that something had changed. The atmosphere had shifted. And not only was it after dark now, there were no cars on the road with them. The road signs told her that they were heading in the wrong way. So panic started to set in. She reached around her seat to find anything she could use to defend herself with, and her hand closed on this wooden stake, the kind you use on like fences, just like the picket. And she pointed it at Singleton's neck and demanded for him to turn around, which is already like, what a badass. She's 15.
I know.
Like, you need to, like, where the fuck are you going? But Singleton played up his old man routine. He apologized, saying that like, oh, I must have missed a turn. And then he did turn around. But not long after that, he pulled off to the side of the road, saying that he needed to pee. Mary's unease was growing, and she looked down and noticed that her shoe was untied. And she thought, I need to tie it if I'm going to run away. So she got out of the van, she knelt down to tie her shoe, and that's when Singleton came around the van and swung a sledgehammer into the back of her head. The blow split her skull, knocking her unconscious. It's just blindsided her. Later on, Mary would say that whenever she gets a headache, the crack swells into a bump as her brain presses against it. And that's just one of the many permanent reminders that she had from her ordeal.
Fuck.
Yeah, so that's the start of this horrible
tip.
episode. Yeah, so before we continue, just a heads up, this section details very disturbing, very involved sexual violence with a weapon, and, take care of yourself. Take a break if you need it. It's pretty graphic, or you can skip ahead.
Yeah, we'll definitely be here. You're going to miss some details, but I don't blame you if you skip ahead. I wish I could. Okay, so Singleton, having knocked her out, drags her into the back of the van and ties her up, saying that if she screamed, he would kill her. Mary noticed that the back door had been altered so that it couldn't be opened from the inside, which makes my stomach drop.
Oh, that little detail. I have clung to that detail so much, and I'm saving this for later, but like it speaks a lot to what I think about this man.
She drifted in and out of consciousness after that. She woke once to Singleton forcing her to drink from a half carton of milk, which was like also filled with alcohol, which is fucking repulsive. Like when I think of anyone drinking like Baileys and shit,
but it's also weird to like try and force her to just drink alcohol.
Yeah, milky alcohol. Fucking weirdo.
Well, he had. I don't know. I think the vessel was a half carton of milk, but not milk with alcohol.
No, it was combined.
Oh, ew. Why?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And you know it had to be like warm ass fucking milk too.
Yeah, that's even weirder. That's disgusting.
Yes. He had tried to cut off her clothes and attempted to rape her. He couldn't fully assault her at first, so in frustration, he grabbed a knife from his toolbox and penetrated her with it 3 times. Ugh. Later, a doctor would describe the damage inside her body as looking like, quote, shredded wheat. Singleton raped her several times throughout the night. Mary fought to stay awake, begging him, quote, let me go. Set me free. Just set me free. I won't tell anyone. Eventually, her body gave out and she blacked out again. When she woke next, it was near morning and Singleton was dragging her by the arm into the forest. Mary knew she had no choice but to fight. She began kicking and kicking as much as she could, but was quickly overpowered by the old bastard. He held her down and menacingly said, you want to be free? I'll set you free. Oof. He then reached into his toolbox and pulled out a hatchet. Pinning down her left arm, he swung hard once, then again. In just 2 blows, her arm was gone.
I can't.
Oh, I just got chills. Oh, I just got chills. Oh my God.
Can't even imagine that.
No.
From like either perspective or just like watching as a fly in the wall, like I cannot imagine. And that line is so chilling. You want to be free, I'll set you free. Like,
oh my God. I think I would absolutely be done for. That's where all my survival skills would just go out the fucking window.
I mean, but
I'm not Mary.
Keep going, because Mary did not give up.
Yes. So Mary, even in unimaginable pain, kept fighting. She kicked, she twisted, and she swung her body side to side. She used her remaining arm to hit and pull at her attacker, and with her legs, she tried to push him away. Singleton started on her right arm. This time, it took him 3 swings. Mary drifted in and out of consciousness, her mind fogged by shock. She later recalled that at one point she felt like she was watching from far away. Singleton was flicking his arm again and again, and that's when she realized something horrifying. Her severed arm was still clenched tightly around his. The amount of visuals I get from that.
Horrifying.
100 million fucking % horrifying.
Horrifying. Of just like watching your own arm detached from your body, still trying to cling on to somebody. It's just insane. And what a detail to remember for her. Like that sounds insane.
She missed no detail, but I would be like, please, like, just lobotomize me and take that out of my fucking memory.
Exactly. I'm like, that's a memory I don't want to keep.
Oh, the nightmares. I'm having nightmares tonight. Mary went into a survival state of meditation, almost like a controlled, self-induced calm. While Larry was brutally attacking her, she focused inward, using mental discipline to slow her breathing and heart rate. She later explained that this wasn't just about staying calm, it was a deliberate attempt to reduce her blood loss and keep herself alive. Singleton, believing she was already dead, dragged her to the edge of a cliff and hurled Mary down a 30-foot embankment.
Wow.
Horrendously, she broke over 70 bones, but somehow she still managed to play dead as Singleton climbed down to push her body further into a drainage pipe to hide her body. Then, as he walked away, he said chillingly, "You're free now."
Oof. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Chilling. Also, breaking 70 bones in your body.
70 bones. You lost
Insane.
half of your fucking arms. This is like some Saw shit, honestly.
It
This
really is. Because I remember reading that. I'm like, that sounds wrong. Like, it's not, but it sounded wrong. I'm like, how are you still operating your body after breaking that many bones?
Oh my God.
Oh, but Mary, of course, the badass that she is. So after that, Mary said she mostly remembers being cold at this point. She wanted to go to sleep, but a voice in her head kept telling her, you can't. You have to do something, or he's going to do this to someone else. And rising from near death, completely naked, she stuck she stuck the stumps of her arms into the mud to help staunch the bleeding. Alone and naked with a fractured skull and roughly 34% of her bones in her body broken, just unimaginable trauma from a night-long assault, and 2 severed arms, she started climbing out of the ravine. She climbed up that 30-foot embankment. Just the sheer horror of that. And the determination to survive. This is why she is such a badass. She's such a survivor. Like...
At 15. Like,
at 15, and your body is destroyed beyond comprehension. And you're like, I'm not giving up.
No.
She's, nothing short of a miracle. She's fucking badass.
Nothing.
Like, there's no, like, I can't even imagine any part of this. Any part of this, but she did. Like, okay. So she climbed up 30-foot embankment. She forced herself to walk almost 3 miles. Following,
in addition, you guys.
Yeah.
In addition to that 30 feet.
In addition, 30 feet, naked, broken bones, 2 missing arms. Yeah. She walked towards the sound of cars because she can hear them on the road. And this detail, to survive, she held her arms raised up in the air, the stumps pointed towards the sky to slow the bleeding and, quote, to keep her muscles from spilling out. It's such a horrible vision.
Horrible.
But
I feel like if they ever did a reenactment of this, they would just have to do like, I imagine like a Netflix style animation where it's just like her silhouette and it's just like the arms, half the arms raised up. Like I can't imagine someone actually being able to really tap into that like viscerally,
Absolutely. And I can't imagine the idea of like, if she put her arms down, stuff is going to fall out like that. Makes it like, it makes you feel so gross inside. Like,
and I was mad earlier when I like bent one of my nails back.
So she got to the road, and the first car to stop was 2 men in a sports car.
Gay.
But seeing this, well,
just kidding.
Probably. But seeing this nightmare image of Mary, they sped off, which I can't truly blame them, but also, I can't imagine. Typical useless men. Mary continued walking until a honeymooning couple in a white truck stopped to help her. They loaded her into the car using what they had to cover her up, and they rushed her to a location where they could call the police, which is another thing about the time. So imagine like no cell phones and like no GPS, nothing. So you just didn't know how far the next gas station was and the next phone was.
Fuck.
And I can't imagine having this child in the back of my seat, like horribly destroyed, and like, please just be okay until we can get to a phone somewhere.
Trying to keep yourself calm while like trying to stop her bleeding or like doing whatever you fucking can. Like the catatonic state of shock that all these people must have been in. Like it's unfathomable.
I just imagine her like this. I think it's me protecting myself, but it's like, I imagine her just as a silhouette.
Yeah.
This like silhouette with like stumpy arms, like covered in dirt and leaves and stuff. But Yeah.
I think it's
And then
definitely
just
our
like
brains
having
like
that in your car.
protecting itself.
Yeah. I think you automatically try and minimize it. Like,
Yeah.
don't imagine the most horrible thing, but it is the most horrible thing.
Truly.
Okay, so these people, these wonderful people, got her to the gas station. They called the police, and Mary was airlifted to a nearby hospital, and she stayed there fighting for her life still for over a month. She was in the hospital for over a month. Her recovery, of course, would take years, multiple surgeries, and long-term physical therapy. Girl doesn't have any arms anymore. And, you know, also on top of that, don't forget the incredible work she had to do mentally to deal with this kind of trauma. Like, I can't even imagine. Like that, you know, like any trauma is a lifelong thing, but like this kind of trauma, I can't even imagine. Or like trusting people or going outside, it sounds insane to me.
Yeah.
Like,
the strength she has is paramount.
Strength. And in a quiet moment in the hospital, Mary reflected on her interrupted dreams. She wanted to be a dancer. She said she would have become the lead dancer at the Lido de Paris in Las Vegas, which is a cabaret that ran for like 32 years at a fancy hotel. And later she wanted to go to Hawaii and Australia, like traveling with the dancing show. She said, I'm serious. I was really good on my feet. But when this happened, they had to remove parts of my leg just to save my right arm.
Mary.
It is horribly depressive. Yeah, they had to take part of muscles and skin off her legs to like save her right arm, and it weakened that leg so she couldn't really dance the way that she did before. So like that dream was now dashed.
Yeah.
Okay. Mary's in the hospital. I think this is a good moment to remind all of us to just breathe.
Yes.
Deep breath in. Deep breath out.
Now is like a good time to pause and look out the window, or like hug your pet or something.
Yeah.
Grab your crystal. I don't know. As long as it's not crystal meth.
Grab your crystals.
Like that was fucking a lot, y'all.
It is brutal. We know it's brutal. But it's what happened.
Yeah.
And it would be wrong to diminish anything like that.
Absolutely. There's no reason we should skirt away from any of that. And absolutely not. But I definitely...
No, and just recognize Mary. Like, she survived this.
Yeah.
And not only survived, but she thrived. Like, she had an entire life after this. Like, remember that.
Mary's story is obviously brutal. Really, really tough one to hear, and there's absolutely no way around it. But what we want to focus on is what she survived, as you said. It's the kind of ordeal that seems impossible for anyone to make it through, let alone a 15-year-old, and yet she did it. And even more than that, she never stopped fighting. She became absolutely key in bringing Singleton to justice, and despite everything, she was able to give investigators a very detailed description and sit with an artist to create a composite sketch. Her memory was so sharp that Singleton was identified and arrested within just 10 days. And in fact, one of his own neighbors recognized him immediately from that sketch, which fuck yes.
Fuck yes.
I feel like 10 days is too long, but I will gladly take it.
Well, but in the world of true crime, that's fast.
Yes. Yeah. And especially back then.
Yeah, and like cross country, because he was crossing state lines and everything, which we know is always a problem. But no, I'm like, it's insane. And that's why like she had all those details. Like the drawing looks just like him.
Well, with that, let's talk about this sadistic tormentor in human skin for a few more minutes.
If we must.
I know. So he was a loner. Gladly, thankfully, fuck you. He was...
What a surprise.
Yes. He was estranged from his wife and daughter, an alcoholic.
Again, what a surprise.
When the police...
What a surprise. Yeah, like, sorry. But all of that. Okay. What, like, how surprising.
I know. Riveting.
Would never have guessed.
No. When the police searched the first home he and Mary had stopped in, they found burnt remnants from her bell-bottom jeans that had brass lion head buttons and her pack of cigarettes. At his second home in Nevada, he cleaned out the van with the help of a neighbor, which I can't imagine what that neighbor felt after all of this came to light.
Oh my God. Like, yeah, I helped him cover up this horrible crime
But
without knowing it.
I would abandon everything. I would never show face again.
I would never trust my neighbors. I'm like,
no.
would never talk to them.
Nope.
Ever again.
If you ever see your neighbor cleaning, don't trust them. Something's up.
If you're cleaning their cars out, like, this is suspicious. Yeah. Why? What's wrong with your car?
Especially if they're removing the carpet.
I mean, like, it's one, like, if he had a bunch of kids, kids ruin cars. Like, that just happens. But he's just like an old man, and he's like, I need to get rid of the carpet.
God damn.
Why?
There's no reason for that. So they were removing the carpet and washing the interior, which just adds to even more suspicion. But a few days later, Larry attempted suicide by taking sleeping pills when he knew the police were closing in on him. Now, of course, he had his own absurd and fictitious version of the story. He said that he had picked up Mary and 2 other hitchhikers. He said the hitchhikers' names were Pedro and Larry, which is an odd detail because he was called and known as Larry.
That's weird.
That is very weird.
But it's very like Freudian slip. You know, he named one of the perpetrators after himself. Like,
he said that they all had stopped driving for the night and started drinking and doing drugs, and that they all paid Mary for sex, calling her a, quote, cheap $10 a night whore. I hate that I had to fucking say that.
I know. But it's... And this is going to come up a lot during these 2 cases. Like, I think it's important to use the words that they use because they were used to define people like Mary and Roxanne, which we will talk later.
Yes.
Like, the lawyers defending him were like trying to minimize Mary into, you're just a little whore or you're just a little rebellious teenager. And I think that's very important because it always comes up, and it's dehumanizing. They're trying to dehumanize these victims to some kind of morally bad thing.
Yeah. And it's never changed. It's another thing that's never fucking
the behavior.
Changed.
No, and that's what I was saying. I'm like, it hasn't changed, and it was worse then.
Yeah.
Of like not believing women, and
right.
Yeah, but that's like this was his winning argument that like, oh, Mary was just some whore that we bought and paid for, so I shouldn't be held accountable for her actions. Right. Like,
so further to that, he said that he passed out from drinking too much, which is furthering his attempt at claiming diminished capacity. And when he woke up, Mary, the hitchhikers, and the van were just gone, accusing one of the hitchhikers of kidnapping her and committing the crime, which... At least he gave some valiant effort into this. I
mean, that's lawyers. That sounds like lawyers to me.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm like, he did not think of that. The lawyers were like, okay. Somebody else did this.
Right.
You weren't there. You were passed out.
And to no surprise, there
fucking lawyers.
I know. I mean, we got to love them, hate them.
We'll talk about that later. I was like, there's a whole section about this.
Clearly, there was no evidence that these 2 other hitchhikers had even fucking existed. His defense tried so many ways to get him a lesser sentence, but it didn't work.
Okay, but this is what I want to talk about. I want to talk about these lawyers for a second because it comes up in this case. It comes up in Roxanne's case later, and just in general throughout true crime. Like, I understand. A lawyer's job is to defend your client. Like, no matter... if they're monsters, no matter if you think you're guilty, like a lawyer's job is to do their best to defend them. I don't like it, but that's the law in America for now. But these tactics that the lawyers took with Mary were disgusting. They were disgusting, and it was like re-traumatizing her during her own trial. You know, it's something we see time and time again. It comes when it's minority groups, aka not white men, white straight men. Let me say that, and it's especially heinous when it comes to women. Always, it has been, and it still is now. And Mary, again, being the brave, badass she is, after being out of the hospital, she was only out of the hospital for 5 months. Testified against Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
She went to court to testify directly against him, and she said, "I was attacked, I was raped, and my hands were cut off. He left me to die."
And she's still
and the
healing.
Defense,
Exactly.
No, I was like,
healing.
she's 5 months out of the hospital with like, what was it, 34% of her body broken and 2 missing arms.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
And like, I can't even imagine her like sitting in court having to stare directly at him and be like, this is what he did.
No
like,
fucking way.
Brave, invincible lady. Love her. The defense lawyers frequently tried to confuse Mary with convoluted, rapid-fire questions to the point that Mary had to turn to the judge and ask him to instruct the lawyers to ask their questions one at a time. Which is also like, 1, you're a fucking badass.
Yeah.
2, that's fucking ridiculous. This is this 15-year-old victim and you are like trying to trip them up. You're trying to overwhelm them.
But I think that's also like
Mary,
the perfect person to like go after in that sort of manner.
Yeah, exactly. No, but that's why I'm like, it's so sickening.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the weird moral dilemma that I have. That I'm like, I get it. You're the defense lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
You need to do your job. But like, this is fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
And you should be disgusted with yourself. But I don't know. So it's a lot of gray cake of, because, you know, we think that this man is guilty beyond belief, but it could have been, you know, in a different case, someone that maybe wasn't guilty and they were trying to defend him and they're using these tactics. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard because like I want to support lawyers defending their clients because I think they need to do that as lawyers and following the law. But this just felt sickening. Like this 15-year-old victim. Ugh. Okay. And this is my favorite fucking quote out of the entire thing. In this moment where the lawyers are throwing these rapid fire questions and he asks the judge to tell them to slow the fuck down and stop doing that, Mary famously told the court, "I lost my hands, not my brain."
Good on her. Good for fucking her.
Yeah. No, I'm like, I fucking love that quote. And like, you tell them.
She had no reason to be afraid of those attorneys or the judge or like anything else going on. So fucking good for her for speaking up.
But it's insane. As a 15-year-old, you're afraid of any authority.
Yeah, right.
So like the fact that she was like, look, I'm not fucking stupid. Like, y'all need to step back is incredible. And the lawyer's line of questioning was all about her character. So they were trying to paint her as a prostitute, which I know is a term we no longer use, but as always, we're trying to stay true to the research. And personally, I use the word that they used to kind of showcase how they were trying to paint her, you know, because if they were like, oh, she was a sex worker, that sounds different than, oh, she was just a prostitute.
Right.
That dude picked up. So I always try to use that in the research to show how they were portraying her, because that's very different than like we would portray her.
Right.
So they were trying to portray her as a prostitute, as a drug addict, and a rebellious teenager getting into trouble, which none of this excuses any crime.
No.
And these lawyers at one point asked her to point out her attacker, and they were trying to force her to like point with her prosthetics because she again has no arms. And it was like Mary's lawyers objected because it was asked with the intent to kind of embarrass her, which is insane. But they were overruled. And I honestly think that this was bad for the defense. But just the tactic of trying to embarrass her by like use your prosthetic limbs.
Yeah. It's fucking vulgar.
It's
repulsive.
Vulgar. It's gross. Oh, this. It makes me so mad. I have it written here. Okay, so at one point, they try to argue away the charge of attempted first-degree murder by saying that chopping off her arms was not attempted murder. That because he was chopping off her arms, he wasn't trying to kill her, but he was just chopping off her arms. I mean, okay, but even with all that bullshit, it was a lost game. Singleton was found overwhelmingly guilty. He was convicted of attempted first-degree murder, kidnapping, rape, sodomy, and forced assault. He was later later in a civil case, was ordered to pay Mary $2.56 million.
Oof.
But Mary never saw a dime of that money because, of course, he doesn't have any money.
Oh, my God.
And then later, here's the most injustice against this young survivor. The maximum sentence due to mandatory sentencing guidelines in the state of California at the time of his crimes was 14 years. Maximum. 14 years for the brutal assault and mutilation and attempted murder. That's all he got. That's all he could get. The judge, his name was Earl Maz, he reportedly said, if I had the power, I would send him to prison for the rest of his natural born life. I think he should be able to do that.
Yeah.
As a judge, you should always if you truly feel that way, you should be able to sentence him to jail forever.
Fuck yes.
I don't care about these sentencing sentencing law is insane.
Mary was just freshly 15 and he gets 14 years. Are you fucking kidding?
For everything he did to her, that's insane.
Fucking hell. That makes me, this all makes me so fucking angry. And
Girl, when we picked this case, I have been angry for 2 weeks. Researching this and our follow-up case in part 2.
Yeah.
I've just been angry and it's
the wine has been flowing.
The wine has been flowing to try and calm me down. But I might burn down a courthouse. That's where we're at.
I'm right there with you, sister. But the blaring, backstabbing crack in our justice system, of course, didn't stop there. Singleton only served 8 years. 8 years, y'all. He had his sentence reduced for good behavior.
Good behavior. Fuck.
I know. I know. I understand prison work programs and prison reform. I understand it.
No, I think there should be it shouldn't apply to people like you.
Yeah.
It shouldn't apply to people as violent and awful as you.
Mm-hmm.
Those prison programs should be for people who are possession charges or nonviolent crimes.
Right.
But not chopping some girl's hands off.
Now, Mary had felt safe while he was in jail, of course, how couldn't she? But now she feared for her life and went into hiding. She said that after the guilty verdict, Singleton whispered to her, quote, "I'll finish the job if it takes me the rest of my life." He later admitted to saying this. And they just let that man go free.
They did. They did.
But the sheer delusion of this man...
And his lawyers.
Yes. Let's not forget.
Look, I'm not going to let them off the hook.
No.
One, I get it's your job, but this is fucking delusional.
They should have been disbarred after this fucking shit.
I mean, I think you can defend a client and be no, he should be locked up forever.
Yes, yes.
I think that's fine. Yeah. I'm I don't understand. Yeah.
You can hold a piece of paper up to the judge and be Judge, I don't believe any of this fucking shit I'm telling you, but between you and I,
it's I did my best job to defend him. We tried to get him the best he could, but he should be in fucking jail forever.
Oh, God damn it. A few months after Singleton was released, he tried to sue Mary. He had convoluted the whole story in his head and made himself the victim. He said Mary had forcefully kidnapped him and threatened his life with a wooden stake.
Go on.
So a teen who probably wasn't even 110 pounds soaking wet abducted him and threatened his life. He said he was only defending himself. This, think whatever higher power you believe in, was quickly dismissed by the courts. But the fucking audacity.
The audacity, I don't want this whole episode to be me screaming. Fucking audacity. He gets released from jail and he's you know what? I was the victim.
Yeah.
And he sues this 15-year-old child he cut his arms off.
Oh my God. Oh. Well, I think, okay, enough about that piece of garbage for now. We'll cover more of his post-jail life after. Now, of course, Mary had to go on and rebuild her entire life. Her family did come to take her home. However, it was bittersweet. It was not a home she wanted to return to. She said her parents couldn't handle it. They took it harder than me. I'm telling them, I need you, but they couldn't do it. They were more interested in what they felt about what happened to me than what I felt.
Mm.
which like is even like further worsening all the blows that she sustained.
I mean, that poor girl, but like I know where she's coming from because I've had that thing of like, oh, this is something horrible that happened to me, but you're going to make it about yourself. And that's exactly what her family was doing. Like, where you, the victim, had to be like, let me try and make you feel better about this.
Yeah. I guess I'm glad that they came to her, but also like I would much rather them not even like come around if this is what came of it.
I mean, with this, I wonder, she ran away from home. So I'm like, how much comfort was she getting from like, oh, your family came here?
Right. But she went on to a special school and left Las Vegas as soon as she graduated to begin her own life. In 1988, she married her first husband, Matt, and had two sons, Luke and Alan, which was one of her biggest dreams. In that same podcast interview with What It Was Like, she said, quote, "I didn't have a family, so I wanted to make one. I remember being 4 years old and somebody asking me what I wanted to be when I grew up. I said, I want to be mother to the world. When I became a mother, I really had something big to live for." Like, Mary, you're gonna make me cry.
I know. I'm like, that's beautiful.
So beautiful. Matt and Mary later divorced, but Mary said she kept her mother-in-law saying, quote, "I needed a mom and I found one. It was my mother-in-law, Pat Platt, who lives nearby. When anyone asks me if I'm close to my mom, I say yes, because Pat's my mom now." Which, bless Pat, and I'm so glad she was able to have that.
Bless Pat. And I love that, like, even though she divorced her husband, she's like, you are my mom.
Yeah.
And I need to keep you forever.
That's
It's so beautiful.
sweet. Mary did suffer a period of instability after Singleton was released, rightly so. Who the fuck wouldn't? She was afraid to
Insane.
stay in the same place for too long, so much so that she hired several bodyguards over the years, and she even hid in an abandoned gas station for a while. The fact that they didn't put her in like witness, not even like so much as like witness protection, but like housed her somewhere like post his release is fucking nuts.
Or like just tracked his movements.
Yeah.
Because I think it's one thing to like put her in protective custody and another thing to like track his movements to make sure he's not where he's not supposed to be.
Right. But despite all of that, Mary was still not going to be knocked down. Mary became a passionate advocate for victim rights, sharing her story publicly to inspire other survivors and warn people about the dangers of hitchhiking. She admitted she wasn't sure she would ever live what felt like a normal life. Now, one night, when sleep eluded her, she took a pencil from the art supplies her new husband got her and drew a self portrait. Mary discovered art as a way to cope with the trauma she had endured. Before the attack, she told the Ventura County Star, quote, "I couldn't draw a straight line. Even with a ruler, I would mess it up. This is something that woke up after the attack, and my artwork has inspired me and given me self-esteem." Her artwork, often centered on strong, vibrant women, became both a form of healing and a source of empowerment. She also learned how to tinker from her grandfather, so she began tinkering with her own prosthetics, which is so fucking cool.
So cool.
She couldn't afford new ones, which can cost more than $15,000. And you know damn well, like, insurance isn't shelling out anything.
Insane. No, they're not covering that shit.
So she made her own using spare parts from broken down refrigerators and old stereo systems. She modified them into the up-to-date model she wears today. Her new fingers turn in all sorts of directions. She even has attachments for different activities, which we'll post on the Instagram.
That picture is she looks like a fucking badass. Like
playing pool.
Playing pool. She's playing pool. She's like this badass android woman.
Yeah.
Because she's got her like two prosthetic arms holding the pool cue, and I'm sure she won.
Oh, she better.
It looks amazing.
She better have whooped all their asses.
It looks amazing. Yes. A badass.
She even had prosthetics for bowling too that let her grip the ball and roll. Like, just like Mary. Oh my God, you're fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, it's like nothing's gonna stop me. It's like, I want to bowl, so I'm gonna make an arm for this.
So she had created her own family, thrown herself into her passions, and found a community that loved her. No one gawked at her. No one knew that part of her story. Here, she could be entirely herself.
which is what we want for her.
I know.
was like, yes, I'm like, it's what we want for her.
Everyone pop a bottle for Mary.
Dude, pop a bottle for Mary. She truly found her community. And like, I was trying to read up more of her like current times. But yeah, like people didn't know her story. They saw her, of course, with her prosthetic arms, and nobody treated her any differently. Like, oh, she's just this badass.
That's how it should be.
It absolutely. Because like, who wants to carry around their trauma like on their sleeve? And unfortunately, like it's literally visible on her, but no one treated her that way. All right. Mary Vincent's courage is staggering, surviving what no one should ever endure, fighting back when every part of her body was failing, and then helping bring her attacker to justice. Her story reminds us that even in the face of unimaginable horror, human strength and resilience can shine through.
But unfortunately, Singleton's crimes didn't stop there. In our next episode, part 2, Roxanne Hayes, the woman the system couldn't save, will follow his movements after release, dive into Roxanne's heartbreaking story, and highlight the ways Mary Vincent continued to fight for justice, changing laws and helping prevent others from suffering similar fates.
Yes, so come back for part 2. So if you found today's episode compelling, please subscribe and follow wherever you're listening. And don't miss part 2 that drops next week. And all future episodes, of course. And if you want to support the show, please leave us a rating and a review on Apple Podcasts, or start a conversation in the QA section of Spotify, which is a new thing and I fucking love.
I love it so much. I even love scrolling through like the Q&A on other podcasts.
And I feel like the people listening to true crime are very opinionated. Like, we want to hear it.
And we also want to have like an immediate, like the immediate ability to respond and like get involved too. Like, we don't want to wait for the forums to open up or whatever, you know, like we want to have someone to share it with and connect with. Speaking of connections, great segue. You can also follow us on all socials at Your Next Pod, or share this episode with someone who appreciates deep dive true crime stories. You can follow me on Instagram at Emilio R. Ybarra.
And mine is at XD45. Nice and easy.
That's such an AIM username.
It is. No, but I love, like, because I was there when it started, I get this great username. Again, dating ourselves. But yeah, X is an X-ray, D45. That's me.
Now we're sadly midway through spooky season, but we really hope you're enjoying our relaunch as much as we are. There's so much to come.
I mean, I can't wait.
I can't wait either. I'm so giddy. I'm not going to sleep tonight.
So giddy. Exactly. So giddy. Come back for part 2.
Yes.
And be careful out there, or you're next.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
I was craving some hot Cheetos. So I had to put on a little like nylon glove to eat some fucking hot Cheetos. So I couldn't get the dust on my hands because I couldn't wash them.
That's fair. Yeah.
Oh,
you got to do like the chopsticks thing.
I thought about the chopsticks. Yeah.
I've done that before. I was like, I just got my nails done. Got to do the chopsticks. Nobody likes it. I don't like Ryan Murphy. Okay. Putting that out there. I've hated him for a long time. He's just, I was like, I know you made out with some boys in theater, like at the end of your theater at the rap parties. That's always where we made out. I'm going to pour this real quick. Okay. You can cut this later.
Okay. Enjoy some ASMR.
My cup is empty. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Listen to alcoholism. Kids right now, but I'm the mom friend. I'm like, I'll take care of you.
I'm the mom friend that will get equally as fucked up with you and think that I can take care of you, and then it's just a fucking disaster.
Oh, so you're the cool mom.
Yeah, I'm the cool mom. Yeah.
I'm the cool mom.